Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Mindfully Kiki, and welcome to day 6 of Whole, a 21-day yoga journey. I am Kiki, your yoga instructor, and I am here to help you add a little mindfulness into your life through yoga, meditation, and self-care techniques, and more. So today we are going to explore a yoga flow for backbends. And so backbends, or as we like to call them, heart openers, they help us to maintain a healthy spine. They help us to improve our posture, and they can also help us to breathe a little easier, especially when we're going through our yoga movements. And just a disclaimer, if you have major issues with your back, this practice may not be the most comfortable for you, and I would recommend that you consult your doctor before attempting. Now, if you're okay to try, I would suggest that you listen to your body throughout the practice. So if you know that this is very uncomfortable and it doesn't feel good to you, just take a moment to rest or try another posture. And so what you may need for this practice is a yoga mat, 2 yoga blocks, and if you don't have yoga blocks, you can always use disinfectant wipe containers, and a yoga strap. If you do not have a yoga strap, you can always use a scarf or a towel. Either will work fine. So grab what you need and we will get started. Okay, so we're gonna sit in the seated pose. You're gonna sit back on your heels. Now this is a little bit uncomfortable. You can always grab your blocks and put them between your heels and just sit higher on the block. And that's gonna give you a little bit more comfort and bring the ground up to your hips. So we're gonna start here with 3 deep breaths, inhaling through the nose, exhaling out of the mouth. So sit tall, reach your shoulders up towards your ears, down and back to open the chest. Reaching up through the crown of your head. Take an inhale. Open the mouth and exhale. Again, inhale. Open the mouth and exhale. One last time, inhale. Open the mouth and exhale. And then you can remove your blocks and put them off to the side. We'll use them a little later. Come into a table pose here. So wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips, as best as you can get them. And let's go into a few rounds of cat and cow. So inhale, lower your belly towards the mat. Gaze is forward, chest is forward. And then exhale, curl your back up towards the ceiling, chin comes to your chest, press the floor away. Inhale, lower the belly, coming into cow pose. And exhale, curl the back, press the floor away. Last one, inhale. And exhale. And then we're just going to move the torso around in a circle. So think about arching the back like we did for cow. And then just start to move around in a circle. Maybe about 3 or 4 times. And then reverse directions. Just moving the spine around in a circle. And then coming back to your table pose. So we are going to come down to the mat, lying on our belly, tops of the feet are down. So you're going to drag your hands or your forearms down, lift your shoulders. So you want to kind of have your elbows directly underneath your shoulders. Your gaze is forward, your chest is forward. So you may have to lift up and bring the forearms down. So it seems like a small back bend, but it's very effective. So this is our Sphinx pose. Take about 2 or 3 breaths here. Full breaths. Last one. And then bringing your left forearm in front of you, we're going to lift that right foot behind you. And see if you can reach for the foot. Reach, reach, reach. And just grab it and hold it there. So we're keeping the chest lifted, still in our back bend here. Also stretching out the quad muscle, the front of our thigh. You know, sometimes we forget about the quad muscle. It's a good stretch. Breathe here. And if you want, you can always lift that knee. That's going to be a deeper stretch for the quad. That is your choice. You can lift the knee and lift the chest a little more. A little bit of a deeper back bend here. Breathe. And then slowly release. So bringing our hands beside our chest. Lifting to our table pose. But we're going to come back to our seat. So you can grab your blocks here. Put them between your feet. And sit back on them. This time we're going to reach our arms up. Bring them out to the side and twist to your right. Breathe here. Inhale, arms come back up. Exhale, twist to your left. Breathe here. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down to your thighs. And we're going to lift up onto our knees. Now, if you need a cushion here, you can always grab your knee pad or a blanket. So we're going to be standing on our knees, not for long. So we're going to come into a back bend. So you can start with your hands on your hips, reaching your elbows back behind you. Start to lift your chest. Inhale. As you start to reach your shoulders back and arch your back, you can exhale. And you can make your back bend as deep as you like. Do what works for you in this moment. So we're not only stretching our back or bending our back, we're also using the quads to help our thighs stay in the same place that they were when we stood on our knees. And then start to come back up. Standing straight on the knees, move your blocks off to the side. We're coming back to our table pose. So bringing the hands down to the mat. Wrist under your shoulders, knees under your hips. We're coming back to our cat and cow moves. So let's inhale, lower the belly down. Chest is forward, gaze is forward. Exhale, curl the back, chin to chest, press the floor away. Inhale. And exhale, curl the back. It may feel good to shake your head out here. Last one, inhale. And exhale. And then coming back to our spinal circles, just moving around in one direction. Remember what direction you're going in. We're going to switch in a second. About 4 times around. And then switch directions. That feels good. And then coming back to your table pose, we're going to come down to the mat, lying on our belly once more. So coming back to our Sphinx pose, sliding the forearms forward, keeping the chest forward, gaze is forward, coming into our small back bend here. More of a gentle back bend. If you'd like to try something different, spread your arms wide and press up. So it's kind of like a cobra and a Sphinx pose combined. It's a little more of an intense back bend. But if that's what you like, this will feel good. And always remember to listen to your body. If it doesn't feel good, come back down to your Sphinx pose if that's what you like. Or you can come to just a regular back bend. Find what works for you. Take about 2 more full breaths in whatever position you're in right now. And then hands beside your chest. We're coming back up. And we're coming into a child's pose. So you can widen your knees here. Bring your big toes to touch behind you. Send your hips back towards your heels. Reach your arms forward. And let your head come down to the mat. Take about 4 breaths here. And then start to lift your head, lift your body. And so we are going to come into a low lunge here. Actually, we're going to come into a camel pose, our second camel pose. So standing with your hands on your hips, reach your shoulders back, elbows back, and then start to reach your elbows back and down. Gaze is up. Breathe here. And then coming back up. From here, step that right foot forward. And again, if you'd like to get a cushion for your knees, I would recommend doing so. Step your right foot forward. We're going to sink our hips forward into our lunge. Reach our arms up and back into our back bend. Take about 3 deep breaths here. And then coming up, Hands on your hips, we're gonna switch. Bring the right knee down and stepping the left foot forward. We're gonna do the same thing here, sinking the hips forward into our lunge. Reach the arms up and back. 3 deep breaths here. And lifting up, hands to your hips. Bring the knees back down, and we're gonna come back to our seat. So go ahead and grab your blocks if you'd like to have them between your feet. And elevating your seat here. And we're just gonna end as we started with our 3 deep breaths, inhaling through the nose, exhaling out of the mouth. So let's inhale together. Open the mouth and exhale. Again, inhale. Open the mouth and exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. And that's it for day 6. And now I want to hear from you. Let me know, how did this practice work out for you today? Let's talk about it down in the comments. And this is a great time for you to do a short reflection of your practice, whether you sit and think about it for a couple minutes or whether you choose to write it down on a piece of paper or in a journal. Either is fine. And don't forget to check out my other yoga flows, meditations, and vlogs. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you can be notified when I upload new videos. And always remember to add a little mindfulness into your life and be mindfully true, but most importantly, be mindfully you. I'll see you all tomorrow for day 7.